We got ourselves team one together with Carrie gonna be first up as the Arms Warrior charging out versus Fashion the Rogue. Looking fashionable. That or fashionably late. Get a shot onto Carrie. Try to see if you can lock him down with a bunch of bleeds. Assassin. Not going for the death mark just yet. Just gotta let it down to work. And it's trying to go for Shaman. It's so cheesy, but rogues have a talent right now called Acrobatic Strikes. It's an old Outlaw rogue talent where you have a little bit extra auto attack range. Or ability range in general. You can't attack enemies through a wall, but you can auto attack them through a wall. And most pillars are long enough where rogue can still keep hitting you and keep putting poisons into you, so it can be definitely frustrating for anyone else to play. I guess the rogue trying to go for the spear. Carrie doesn't quite catch the rogue, having to go for a parry. Playing it very defensive, going to be disarmed onto Carrie right afterwards. As Fashion trying to reduce Carrie's opportunity to do damage. Man is finally getting his weapon back. He's going to go for disarm versus rogue with a blind. Does go for a trinket. Try to see if he can catch back up with a war breaker into a Bladestorm. Does Fashion go for an evasion? He doesn't have one. Another Bladestorm right after. May just have him. Managed to follow. Try to see if he can escape and shoot death right after, but does he go down? He might just. Oh! It does get whirlwinded down. That man got winded with Decadence. I know it's Decadence, but I'll call it Decadence because it feels a little better to say. Decadence is going to be up next. Trying to see if he can load up Carrie, full it out, send him with a bit of a Mortal Fury right after. He's going to send out a couple of UAs, trying to build up the deadly diseases, deadly agonies upon my boy Carrie, my boy. I haven't seen Carrie in these deals in a while, by the way. As he tried to see if he can maybe get himself an interrupt onto the Warlock. Doesn't quite go for it just yet. Has himself Zerker Rage, I believe. To break out of Fear is going to get hit with a Fear. Zerker Rage to break out of it. Does to reflect for Decadence. Is going to be able to reflect the thing. Corruption back at himself. Darkglare does join him. That could be pretty bad for him. Decadence adding himself a little bit extra damage versus Carrie. Trying to go for a bit of a drain while wall is up. It's going to be a Stormbolt to prevent some of the damage. Finally get himself a proper UA onto Carrie with a Soul Rod to follow. Carrie backing up out of there. It's going to be a drain for Decadence. And Carrie just, I think, is looking to bank away, maybe wait out for those dots and shed them after a bit of time. He's going to have to play the long-term game here. Decadence just all he needs to do is get a glimpse of him, catch a Corruption or Agony around the corner and refresh those dots, and it would be good to go. And I think that's exactly what he's trying to go for. As Carrie looking to back up out of there, cannot shed these dots whatsoever. Just has to maybe wait out and use mobility and crowd control to prevent Decadence from attacking him and just kind of limit his movement. Still taking a bit of damage. Reflect up, Stormbolt to follow. Does he no longer have dots? Spear, trying to go for big damage with the parry after. Going to be a 4 for Decadence, but he didn't go super far. Does get cleaved down though with a Bladestorm. Didn't even matter. The man just went super unhinged on the boy, just Bladestorming him down with Arhi joining back in. My boy! I didn't realize Arhi was joining these. Let's go. Got himself a big wall. As Carrie load himself up versus the Shaman. Shaman trapping him in the static. Totem reflect up for Carrie, but it's going to be a stun with Capacitor Totem. Carrie break it out of that one fairly quickly. Another Ellie Blast to hit him right after. Arhi does summon up the Guardian Spirits to help and protect him. This is going to be going from one warrior into the next as Nox. It's going to be up next. Spear, Warbreaker, Warstorm. Does he go for the Bladestorm unhinged combo? Looks like he doesn't wall up for Arhi. Just try to see if he can waddle out of there as the warrior just absolutely rampaging on him. Charging past a Bladestorm right after. Unstoppable. Unabated. Blasted out at Arhi, who's just trying to see if he can fight through the damage with the self-healing. Burn through every defensive, and all he can really do is use Maelstrom and careful Maelstrom generation and spending to keep himself alive. Nax going to be locking him down a quick Stormbolt. I like your mug, by the way. It's very like an executioner look. I think that's maybe what you're trying to go for. Is that it? Big hoodie. You got himself plain tabard, a big old axe to chop them heads. Gonna be Arhi to storm for just a second, but doesn't necessarily need his weapons in order to deal damage to Nax. Locking him down to Stormbolt or Stormkeeper for a sec. Stormkeeper? Capacitor. That's what it is. Capacitor totem to shake out Nax for just a second. Nax with a Stormbolt. That's a real Stormbolt. Onto the Shaman. Trying to see if he can build up a bit of damage. Reflect is up, but the man is kind of limited unless he get himself more healing. Leap it away, but doesn't go super far, and Arhi catches to him. As he did a little hop. Hits him with a Storm Strike. Playing into the Storm Strike build, I can tell. With Knight and Shining Armor. Oh! I like this RP aspect of you. I like that a lot. He got himself the plated set, the lion head, but he got the paladin aspect to him. I like it. It's a little bit skewed, but I like it a lot. And the weapon, the Teshalag. That's a good one. So Wild Knight got himself the RP of the light, blessing him from the sky. Arhi is just kind of like, here's every enemy that I've hexed. Here's a rain of them. Knight going down. Big damage to the Archie. Immediate wall by the Shaman as Knight maxed out all his damage. This way is the biggest damage output right now. And Archie tried to see if he could stump him. Static Totem as the Paladin does let him trick it out of it. Pally having to turn around and take down the Totem very quickly. Mounting up on the horse. Try to see if he can back up to Archie. But he doesn't really have the most potential right now. All that damage has just been kind of wasted into dealing with the Totem and then catching back up to Archie. As Archie summons up the Guardians. Blind to follow Knight. Playing very defensive, doesn't go for the bubble. He may just have to. Next elemental blast could be the end of you. Try to go for a little bit of holy power conversion into self-healing, and Archie blasting him out with massive storm strikes as Knight seeing that big physical damage coming out. The Wind Furies bubbles it, but still in danger. Could be in a lot of trouble, and the Archie just walks over to him and just blasts him out with a storm strike. Is Pav gonna be up next? A deadly survival hunter walking around with his. Yo, that Hydra does not have a stealth animation, does it? That thing looks so. Why does that thing look like me when I'm trying to, when I wake up from deep sleep just trying to go to the restroom? What is going on? Waddling along to the. I'm done, dude. I'm done. Blinding shot. As Pav is going to be able to get himself proper stun onto Archie, charging out. Big kill should follow. Archie is just going to be under a ton of pressure. He will have to use the Maelstrom aggressively. Ghost is up and running. Will have to utilize everything he can in order to control the Hunter as best as possible. Every single kill shot is just going to be brutal. Archie trying to see if he can survive this damage. Explosive shot to follow. Silence out for a moment. Does get himself the wall coming back up as Astral Shift going to protect him. Pav rotating his defensive so he can see offensive. Doesn't want to have to worry about his health for a little bit here. Double stun from the totems of Archie. As he just absolutely savaging them with those storm strikes. Looking for them Wind Fury procs. Maybe going in for a little bit extra help with the Bear's fortification. Looking to put Archie on ice and peel back for a moment, but the Ghost will keep nipping in his toes, not really letting him recover. That's also Melcher building up for Archie with every single one of those strikes. The next elemental blast or even lightning bolt could be the end of the Hunter as he's just looking for an escape. Does he get to escape? Oh, dunking down with an elemental blast at the end, not letting him do nothing. With now Mortal. I like your Mog. Like the whole, I know Shadowlands was kind of like, you know, iffy expansion, but I like that set. But now Mortal is a name, but you're not mortal. Huh. Is he DC'd? I hope not. Can somebody tell now Mortal that he's up next? Because Archie's ready to go for Runa Moss, man. Archie wants to go for proper 1v5. Is it 1v5? Might actually be. Now Mortal is back. Got himself that adaptation trinket. That actually, I don't know if that helps you much against the Shaman. Unless you go for a Hex. It's going to be the pets trapped up as well as the Death that trapped up in the Static Totem. Able to wait it out a little bit. Grip it, Archie out in the open. It's going to be summoning up the Army of the Dead. The Guardian Spirit is summoned up by the Shaman. May need a wall here. Trying to go as aggressive as possible and healing as possible. And the more damage you do, the more healing you do, the Guardian Spirits will copy a portion of whatever you do and apply it as a heal. Mortal, actually under a ton of pressure. That's going to be every defensive use all the way down to Death Pact. Needs to say the dump to reduce the damage is taken. Archie with a wall. But looks like the Shaman is going to be able to clobber him down. Well done by the Enhancement. Going from one warrior into the next, into the Pala, into the Hunter, finishing up with a Death Knight. That's my boy Archie right there. Let's get us another one going, yeah? Gotta see if we can get Jesus in here versus the new team with Pavi. See how well they do.